Guys, I just want to let you know before you watch this could have quite a few trigger warnings, so I'll give you a bit of notice now. You might want to save this to watch later and watch it during the day or somewhere where you're feeling more comfortable or even a future time. The video is always going to be there, so don't watch it if it's going to cause you problems. If you are affected by this video, I will put some links in the description where you can get help. If you are in desperate need right now, please contact 999. Whatever you're thinking, there's always a way around it, and we've all been there. Guys, just take it easy. Hi guys, so today we are at the National Memorial Arboretum, and the reason I'm here today is because today is a very special and poignant day for me. It is now the 20th of June 2023, and 20 years ago today, where I was called up for service to go to Iraq. So 20th of June 2003, 20 years ago today. That's why today I decided to come down to National Memorial Arboretum, or the NMA as people would call it, and pay my respects to those that didn't come back. Can you imagine? I was in a civilian job, driving a lorry at the time. I was in TA at the time. I knew I was going to get called up. And can you imagine when this letter comes through the door? If you want to pause the letter, then please do, and just have a read through the letter and see what it's like getting called up for army service. Because they're pretty entitled to do, and being a TA soldier, it's what we done. So, yeah, I received that letter, and I was driving a lorry at the time. My missus rang me up, and she said, I've had my letter. I've got a report to Chilwell Barracks, RTMC, as I'm sure you all know if you've been there. It's the Reserve Training and Mobilisation Centre, and it's where they train reserve forces and TA forces, or it's all called reserve now, before you go to an operational tour like Iraq, Afghanistan, or wherever you're going in the world. So as soon as I received that letter, I knew it was coming. As I say, all my mates have gone, so it's just a case of I was one of the last few to go up from my troop. And if you can imagine, it was a bit of a shock to me, even though I knew it was coming. So I had to put into services and have about half hour to myself. I just needed a break, clear my head a bit. And this was when we got notified in the news that Iraq could, or Saddam Hussein could, potentially launch a missile to attack the UK within 45 minutes. That could obliterate the UK with his potential weapons of mass disruption. I'm not going down that rabbit hole because that could be all day discussing that. Looking around at all the families and young kids enjoying their life, and I just thought, okay, I've got to go. It's my time. I've got to get going. There's others just like me. There was thousands just like me. So I'm not saying I was anything special or anything. It's a lot to take in, and you've got to process it. And at that time I thought, yeah, I've got to do it. So let's get going. And then today, 20 years ago, I reported to RTMC Chilwell to start my training for mobilisation to Iraq. When I was there, it was a really difficult time. We had it really hard. We had 20 rounds. We were going around the whole of Iraq. I was attached to the posties, and it was quite a hard job, to be honest with you. It was constant threat, and we was given these mobile phones. I'll show you a picture of them, Nokia mobile phones, and they were rubbish. We had no communications, and there were no phone masts out there, so we had no phone signals. So what was the point in that? And 20 rounds, what's that going to do? That's not going to save anything. And we were working 7 days a week, and all around the country, wherever the British forces were, that's where we were. Not a massively important job, but delivering mail to those all around Iraq. So you could argue without their mail, their morale would go down. So it was quite important. Whilst on my tour, so it's quite hard to think about it now. I've come a long way since suffering from PTSD. During your army service or operational tour, you get 2 weeks leave to come home or do what you want, just as a break from everything. And I timed my 2 week leave to coincide with my brother's wedding because he was getting married. Luckily, I managed to get it sorted out. And during them 2 weeks, coming back to civvy life, I struggled. Couldn't sleep, having nightmares all the time. It was quite difficult. During that time, I had lots of nightmares because I was still back in Iraq. And one night I was having an extremely bad nightmare. And I was tossing around, turning, breathing heavily. And my wife touched me on my shoulder just to make sure I was okay. And I just lost it. But it wasn't anything against my wife. I don't hit women. It's not my thing. But I was back there, and I'm getting a bit emotional just describing it now. I was back there, and it was really, really difficult. Today's going to be a difficult day for me, guys, so I can't promise I won't break down at any time. So she touched me in the night. And from that moment I thought, I can do this on my own, but when it affects my family, that's when I need to get help. And that's what I did. Then I ended up getting medically discharged, but that was a long process. That took about a year. But also during that time, I had the wedding. That was brilliant, lovely day, all for the family and that, my brother and his wife. But during that time, my mum died as well. My mum was quite poorly, and then she died. It was very, very quick. But if you can imagine, I was watching my mum take her last breath. I was in the same room, I was right next to her, and I watched her take her last breath. And if you imagine, I've just come back from Iraq. Within the same 2 weeks, I was at rock bottom. I couldn't get any lower. Meanwhile, I still had loads of phone calls from my troop in Iraq saying, "We need you back here, we need you back here." And I was like, I'm in no fit state to come do anything. I've just been struggling with sleeping, not sleeping at all, and I've just had my mum die. And they was constantly saying, "You need to come back, you need to come back." It was really difficult, and I didn't have any support. I'll go over the support that I had in another video, because otherwise it's going to be massively long. So one of the first things that strikes you when you come into the NMA is you've got this massive memorial up the top here. That's the centre focal point, and that's where all the names of everyone in all the conflicts have passed away, and all their names are up there. It is quite steep and it's quite difficult to get up there. There are mobility scooters you can go around the outside, and it will take you to the top. And there is golf cart sort of thing, which will take you as far as you need to go. There are guided tours here. They do school groups here. There's plenty of volunteers here that will help you out if you've got any questions. Grab yourself a visitor's guide, £2, all goes to help keep the NMA going. You've got maps inside, let's have a look. Gives you a map of the whole place. I say there is a train, like a little golf cart train, takes you around. It's really handy if you've got mobility issues. They do hire mobility scooters. There are way too many memorials here to go around all of them in one video. So all I'm going to do is go around the ones that have affected me. I was in Bosnia and I was in Iraq. Firstly, we're going to start by going to the top with this staircase. If you want to get a mobility scooter, you can follow it. It's like a spiral. I'll see if I can get an aerial shot and you'll see it's like a spiral and it goes up to the top. There you go. They're going all the way to the top. You see that? Goes in a spiral. Quite a nice little ride. Beautiful place. plenty of places to sit and reflect, either out here or way back in distance somewhere. You can usually find your own little bench to have a few thoughts to yourself. Went out at the top of where that memorial is, and this is the view you get. That's the visitor centre. That is like a schooling centre, I think, and this is the main strip. If you can get here from Remembrance Day, it's an amazing service. They all line up here, and you'll be there and you march around, and it is an amazing day. I've done it really good. So you've got all the names of everybody from the years: Royal Navy, Army, Royal Navy, Royal Air Force 1979. Look at these. We will remember them today, tomorrow, forever. So this memorial on this side it says it up there, this memorial is dedicated to the men and women of the armed forces killed on duty since the Second World War. Stretcher bearers there. Woman with a child. Yeah. Wow, really poignant. So this is all Second World War here. And this Armed Forces Memorial was dedicated in presence of Her Majesty the Queen, 12th of October 2007. These are all from 2009 onwards, all the recent conflicts up until currently 2021, just at the top there. And the worrying thing is, there's plenty of space for more. Hate to see them filled, but we know it's going to happen. Some of the names from the UK, we've got this one here, KJ Pullin. It's Kevin Pullin. He was shot by a sniper in Northern Ireland. I've got to know his family, lovely family. And here we have Northampton's own Mark Birch, very well known in Northampton throughout Kingsthorpe. Again, a lovely family, got to know his family very well, and we've had quite a few personal chats with him about my feelings and suffering from PTSD. Been really helpful, great family. So through this gap here is very special. So through this space, a shaft of sunlight falls at the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month, Armistice Day. And you get a shaft of light comes straight through there, reflecting into the centre of the reef over there. I'll have to come here and check that out one day. Very poignant, just there. A couple of facts for you. So the NMA was built in 2007, and there have been 230 stones filled. There's 23 names per stone. Will I say, there's a lot more space for a lot more. Quite sobering and sad, but that's what it's here for, so we can all remember those that didn't come back. And that's the little train that you can get around the site. Nice leisurely stroll for those that can't walk. They do have disabled access at the rear. This is the bit I dread coming here. Honourable age does not depend on length of days, nor is the number of years a true measure of life. Wisdom 4.8. In memory of British personnel who have died on Operation Telic and those coalition personnel killed in southern Iraq. This originally was built in Basra, a Basra memorial wall, This was in place long after I was posted in to Basra. I went in Octet 2, which was in 2003. About 20 years ago today, as I said. But originally it was on just a regular wall, not this marble type wall. This is in Basra. The poignant thing about me is that I was there. I served alongside a lot of these people. And I came back. It's quite a hard thing to take in when you think of all the people that didn't come back. So it's not actually, I thought it was just for British personnel, but you see the Italian Carabinieri, as some people know, they were involved with British soldiers. My point to me is these names here, they mean the most to me. And it's the 6 RMPs that were killed in Alamara in 2003. They were killed on 24th of June 2003, which is 4 days in front 20 years ago. And that was only about 2 weeks before we went out there. We've got Corporal R.C. Aston, these are all Royal Military Police. Corporal S. Miller, Lance Corporal B.J. M. Hyde, Corporal P.G. Long, Lance Corporal T.R. Keys, Sergeant S.A. Hamilton Jewell, and they're all the 6 RMPs that were killed in Alamara in 2003. And the sobering thing was that these people were killed in the place where we had to keep going to. We kept going up to Alamara with not enough weapons and ammunition. Quite a sobering thing. We couldn't stop going there because the British forces needed Mal. But I'll never forget these guys. In the camp in Basra, it was quite worrying going up to these places straight after they were killed. I will never forget these guys. What I'll do now is I'll toast these guys with a little shot of port, as we do for all of our armed forces colleagues that have passed. In my Iraq veteran, not sure if that picks it up, that says Iraq veteran. Oh, apologies for the mess. I'll drink to you guys. Oh, whoa. On the cockles. I'm feeling a bit easier coming to this now, but the first time I came here, I saw these names, I broke down. I broke down in tears. And it's nothing to be ashamed of, by the way, guys. As you all know, going to some of these places, I didn't know these people personally, but to think that all of them didn't come back, but I did, it's just really puts things into perspective. So it's not just army veterans that are recognised here, also this is dedicated to the UK police forces. So the beat is an avenue of trees dedicated to the police service of the United Kingdom, each tree representing an individual force or an individual officer who gave his or her life in the service of others. The trees are a mixture of horse chestnuts, London planes and oaks. The beat, as it's called, opened on 8th of September 1997 by Right Honourable Jack Straw MP, Home Secretary. Was the inspiration of the Police Mutual Assurance Society and was supported by donations from each police force. This plaque was donated by Care of Police Survivors, COPS, a charity dedicated to helping rebuild the lives of the families of police officers and staff who lost their lives on duty. This is the very famous Gibraltar Rock, in memory of all Gibraltarians who gave their lives in the service of their country in armed conflicts around the world. Dedicated on 13th of October 2015 by Her Majesty's Government of Gibraltar to the people of Gibraltar who fought for freedom. We're filming a very special Gibraltar video coming up soon in September, where we drive from the UK all the way to Gibraltar in aid of various veterans charities. One thing that be honest with you, I don't like, I'm not sure if I'm right in saying this, I didn't like it and it annoyed me a bit. There are people going about smiling and laughing. I might be in the wrong, I'll get it if I'm in the wrong, and they're entitled to feel how they feel. But it doesn't hold a laughing place for me. It's very poignant and very important to me. It's not something I laugh about. I may be wrong, it's just, I suppose you can't stop people laughing, can you? They're with their friends, but I just didn't like it, that's all. We're going to go back and grab a coffee or something. Probably not coffee, but something to drink at the main restaurant. They've got a restaurant here, guys. I'm not sure what exactly it feeds, but just be aware, if you come here for something like Armed Forces Day or Remembrance Day, it'll be very, very busy. If you want a quiet time, then just pick another date. And there are plenty of places you can get lost in here and just be with your own thoughts. Guys, if you can, please give this channel a like and a subscribe. We have got so many videos coming up. We're going to Gibraltar. We're going to go crazy things. It's not all about doom and gloom. We're doing some crazy challenges, and hopefully you'll really like them. So please give it a like. It helps to make the channel grow. If you do that little thing for me, then that means we can do bigger and better videos for years to come. These little scooters, little golf carts you can get going around, take you around to it wherever you need to go, I'd imagine. So we do have mobility scooters here. At the moment there's plenty about, but they cost currently £10 per person for the day. But please try and book them, because they do sell out very fast. If you come in on a big day like Remembrance Day, Armed Forces Day, that sort of thing, you'll be lucky to get one, I'd imagine. Yeah, £10 a day. It is quite a massive area, it's a big area. It's many acres. I've used one in the past. They're really handy because, as you know, my mobility isn't the best. So now and then I need a scooter or something. I'm going to grab myself a Peroni. There are plenty of drinks, reasonably priced, I suppose. Bits for the kids, salads, ice creams, little snacks. Plenty available. Catered for gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, meat, fish sandwiches, teas, coffees, even specialist teas, cakes. Ooh, I might have one of these. Going to be naughty having one of these. Squidgy toffee tray bake. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm having that. Ooh, lovely. Oh my God, I could live here. There's the cakes. So my wife just had to go at me for getting a spoon for a cake.
You eat cake with a fork.
Who eats cake with a fork? You're not right.
Normal people.
No, you're not right. Guys, it's been a good, if good's the right word, an interesting little trip back to the NMA. Thank you for watching, really appreciate it. Again, give a little like, little thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you can. It all helps the channel. It helps us to get a lot better and to get more of an audience. There will be a video on my channel soon about how I deal with PTSD. But thanks for watching. Until next time, see you soon.